Alright, so we got my first outside video. Recording this on my phone. So yeah, hopefully the sound quality is fine. But I'm gonna be talking about sunlight. So I come here like 5 days a week usually, and just sit here with like a tank top or a shirt and shorts, just to like get sunlight. So it's like a place that's on topic, I guess, for this video. And this is the key for testosterone: sunlight. Basically, if you don't have enough vitamin D, then you're not gonna have the right like hormone profile for optimal testosterone. So basically, there's this whole thing of like, skin cancer and avoiding sun at all cost, like having your long sleeve shirts, never exposing your skin to sun, making sure to wear sunscreen everywhere if you're doing anything. And it's sort of like this fear-mongering tactic, I feel like, to get you to mostly buy sunscreen. Honestly, it's like this whole making sun the villain, which doesn't really help you. So on the one hand, definitely sunscreen is useful. You definitely need to have sunscreen, and if you're using it like sparingly and on like the most important places, I think that's useful. Like I use sunscreen on my face and my neck just because I don't want to get like too many wrinkles or stuff like that in the future. But putting sunscreen everywhere on your body, never exposing yourself to sunlight, means that you won't be able to get vitamin D from the sun. Sunscreen blocks the conversion thing. So it's basically like anytime your skin is exposed to sunscreen to sun without any sunscreen, then you start to like synthesize vitamin D, which is a hormone you need. Vitamin D is very important because it increases your serotonin and it also increases your testosterone. So without this, your testosterone is going to be lower and your serotonin is going to be lower. So you're not going to get as many gains in the gym. Your happiness is going to be worse. Your drive, your motivation is going to be worse. It's very important to get this in check, and we understand that testosterone is important. So yeah, I think you should be using sunscreen on your face and your neck because you don't want to get too much like sun damage on your face. It also helps with like acne, and if you're having a skincare routine or something like that, that's useful to protect your face if you're using more like harsh things, I guess. But in terms of using sunscreen for your body, I would say if you're keeping it between like 10 and 30 minutes depending on your skin color, you don't really need to have sunscreen. Obviously, don't be getting sunburned every day. I'm not recommending that. Don't take my words out of context, but it's definitely useful to get the right amount of sunlight. If you just do this for a few days, it could be 3 to 5 days a week where you're getting a certain amount of sunlight, which I'll talk about in a minute. You will definitely feel the difference. It's also just nice to be in the sun. Like you'll definitely feel an instant increase in like happiness and your mood just by laying there in the sun. Maybe you have a nice book or something like that, or you're eating a meal. It's very nice. It's very like it just feels good. It feels like what you're meant to do. So the way you do this is you want to have, depending on your skin tone, so let's say you're whiter than me, you're like pale, like not really completely pale, but like pretty white on the spectrum. That could be, you could only need 10 minutes of shorts and a t-shirt to get your vitamin D for the day. Versus if you're a little bit darker, then you might need 15 minutes. If you are like around my skin tone, maybe you're Latino or like something like that, or you're mixed like me, then around 20 to 25 minutes is good. And if you're very dark, like dark Indian or very black, then it's most likely above 30 minutes, and it could be a lot more, like almost an hour or more than that. So it's definitely dependent, but the main thing is just don't get like sunburned, obviously, and you can see what works for you. That should be a general guideline though. It also depends on the day. Like if it's a day like this, it's overcast, so you can see it's not gonna be as direct and as strong as one of those days where it's like completely clear, there's no clouds in the sky. So that will change a little bit, but it's pretty simple. You basically just do it, those time recommendations for your skin tone, and then just do that. Try to do it every day. If you can't do it every day, it's okay. Just try to do it at least like 3 times a week, and you should get most of the benefits. And then if you're gonna spend, I would say if you're white and you're gonna spend more than like 30 minutes in the sun, you might want to put on sunscreen just because you don't want to get sunburn. That is where, you know, there are negative side effects to that. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory behind that. But besides that, yeah, it can increase your testosterone by up to 200%, which is super helpful. So yeah, hope that was helpful, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.